You walk through the doors. Take a deep breath. What do you smell? Buttery, salty, the sweet smell of popcorn. Are you thinking about the movie theater? How about Great American Video, circa early 2000s? Good times. Let's draw something. Yeah, so when I was little, my mom would take me to Great American Video every once in a while to pick out a movie. I think at the time they were only about $1 each. You could rent a movie or a handful of movies. And there was this corner section in the store. It was the kids section, right? Okay, it was the cartoons. I always gunned for that section because that was where the fun stuff was for me. And you guessed it, Gumby was one of the shows that I would watch all the time. I don't know if you have ever seen it. It's kind of an interesting little show, but I remember among the movies that I would pick, a lot of them would be this strange little clay. I don't know if it was claymation. I think it was claymation, yeah. This clay figure, very simple, very boxy, just this green character, and his fun adventures that he went on with his horse Pokey. And I used to love to watch these. I don't remember like a lot of the storyline, except for this one was one that popped into my head. I remember there was one where he was like in a cowboy, old western, and he gets shot at and all the bullets like go through his cowboy hat and just kind of leave it to smithereens, kind of just punch holes through it like cheese. You know what I mean? And then there's this weird one where like robots came around and mowed his lawn. Oh, I think it was supposed to be like helpful AI that went bad. That's not an uncommon thing these days for sci-fi. But anyway, yeah, I used to watch this show and I have fond feelings of it. I remember enjoying it a lot. So I decided this would be a character that I was going to draw. Gumby isn't one that I would necessarily say I watched a lot, but it's one that I remember very well from when I would watch it. And back in the day when you could actually go to a video store and rent it. VHS usually is what it was at that time. Those were the cheaper ones anyway. And yeah, now everything's streaming, which is great, but it's kind of fun to remember the good old times. And that popcorn, the free popcorn, it was free, by the way. You could go in there, just didn't matter if you bought something or not. You could get a bag of free popcorn and it was so delicious. So anyway, here's Gumby. I drew him up in Photoshop, did some line art here, and yeah, there's a pen tool in Photoshop which I find quite helpful. It allows you to make some smooth lines easier. You can like use the pen tool to form it and then outline it in the pencil or the brush tool, and it's kind of a shortcut I use sometimes. I use that for the body here, and then I would go in and do the details by hand, with my tablet and freeform that, doing the highlights, the colors, and all that stuff. So anyway, here he is. That's number one. Now stay tuned because this is a double feature. That's right, a double feature. Gumby is first, and second is another show that I used to watch. We'll get him up on the screen right now. Alright, so we are a blank canvas. What am I going to draw next? Have you ever seen Land Before Time? When I was little, I blurred it all into one word, and I thought it was Land Before Time, like Lamby for time, Land Before Time. But I realized that doesn't make sense. It's Land Before Time. The things that goes over your head when you're little. Anyway, so this here is Littlefoot. I'm sketching in. And again, I think I remember even less of Land Before Time than I do of Gumby, but I also remember enjoying it. The difference is Land Before Time were, I believe, movies, so they were longer, and I'm sure they went on adventures, but I don't really remember them. I briefly remember the first one because his parents die, I think, and it's those very tragic things that stick with you, that haunt your memories. No, it was pretty sad. But the good news is he finds friends and he goes on adventures with them. Yeah, what do you remember from Land Before Time? If you've seen it, let me know down in the comments and we can chat about that because it's been so long since I've seen it, but I enjoyed the show quite a bit. Maybe I'll watch it again someday. Who knows? Anyway, this one was a little tricky. I actually I like drawing dinosaurs. It was really fun, but the mouth was a little tricky, getting it to make it look like he wasn't an old guy, you know. Proportions make him look young, and there's something about the head I was struggling with, but in the end I think it turned out pretty good. So I threw in some colors here and started doing the shading. This one I think took me a little bit quicker than the Gumby one, and at this point I had kind of gotten in the flow. I think that's kind of the nice thing of doing more than one project at once. You kind of get into, you get I don't know, you get kind of figure out what works for you, and you kind of get in a habit, you get in the groove, I guess, is what I think there's another word for that, but I'm sure you're thinking of it. Whatever that is, you get into that mode, that groove, and then you just you kind of find what works and find what doesn't work, and then I think you go a little bit faster. And that was the case here. I wasn't sure if I liked the blurry shadow, or if I was going to do more of just like simple like two-tone shadows and stuff. So I ended up kind of going somewhere in between. That was something I might play with next time. You know, if I did another one, I could probably fine-tune that even more, how I do the shadows, but overall I think it looked pretty good. So hey, thank you for watching, everybody, and remember to smile. If you haven't already, don't forget to check out my Instagram, fordrast.art. Tell me, what is your favorite childhood cartoon character or TV show or video or movie that you used to watch? If you've ever gone to, you know, Great American Video, Blockbuster, I know is the more popular one. What would you get? What would you watch? Tell me about it down below. And thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.